Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to TNT. Once again, it's a Sunday, and I believe you just can't wait for us to get into, our topic today. We have some wonderful people for you today. I know you've been looking forward for this. You've been watching out. What last year, 1 week? Abba? So we're about to get it on. And without wasting much of time, like I said, royals, kings and queens, everybody who is here, you're welcome. Just do you, me, ask all the favor. Go on your friends list, just invite them. Tell say, I Minister D now board the group swamba. Aha, Manuel de kakra. So we're about to, get into our topics. But before then, as you all know, we have, let's say, informations of the week and things that will pep up your lifestyle. Kakra corona musa say will be now juani. Obina ka jigi heavy the others will be a wow. So if we look right here, let's quickly start with this one. It is coming up, all white party, both party. Nya all white party ni keke ni bio. Both party. What a ship, munya kodwo, ship. And okra, ebe ka de saying, in so sheng. Aha, what a ship numu, na o chele, na o sepo, na o sa. Ningina happened in Hamburg. We are going to chill in Hamburg. The date is on the 4th of June, 2022. Time is 7 to 12 p.m. in the evening. So just get the link. We'll put up the link on TNT. And for sure, you can follow up and buy your ticket. This time, Oforiwan is not doing it this way for you to call him and, brat, just go to Eventbrite and then get your ticket. Very simple. Aha, and also kakra. Take Over Generation Conference is happening right here in Frankfurt. That is 1st, 2nd, and 3rd April. The 1st and 2nd April is going to be 6 p.m. and 3rd April is in the morning from 10. As you can see, when who be Accra, you will see Dinah Hamilton. What you see? Or Tonyomo just guess who will be there. I am also there live, representing. Being just my appearance is a blessing on that day. I know you understand. So please do well and be there. And it's going to be lit. That's what they call it nowadays. It's going to be lit. Lit so mama lit. I understand. So I'm saying it's going to be lit. So try to be there. As for this one, let me put it quickly. One of our guests is a very strong presenter on Instagram and YouTube. Out there you'll be trying Facebook, but YouTube there maybe your dwell. So if you are interested to know this man who is coming here today, he hosts a program on Y Extra Live TV, and he's going to do it today again, 27 February. A baby would her topic. Look at the topic small. Free F now could be. Also friends with benefits. Sad that you could do you the day for the back now. You they do now. Madam Funi, massa no be your friend. Benefit in the door so same friendship. Just follow Taifaba on Instagram this evening. Right whilst our own is going on, he'll be here, he'll move back. So immediately you are done, no, take your bag, no be beer, make sure you land on his program. Na settle. Let's all listen and let's go there. So, here. Yes. So, very simple. What you saw is the coming up lingerie party also in June. And yes, there's a party for you to go there and also feel free. And it's an e-shisha lingerie party. So this time you not sit somewhere sipping that shisha, no, but this one is the electrified one. Oh, Charlie, different crowd. So just go there, be yourself, feel free, and don't be hiding a party crowd. This one is open. Just chill. You understand? So that is what I have for you this week. And then we have this Mülheim and the Ruhr man who met this lady in Mülheim, and they said that it's a romantic story. We say God bless and congrats to that. We said it last week. The only problem about this thing is that there is some entropy, some lies at the background. You see, this man who did for this part, is a king. Now, listen to the funny thing. There was a story on Vox, German Vox this weekend, and the king had to go down to Ghana in Accra and buy his own ring. Oh, he knew. Charlie, I never know, say, king cry, they buy their own rings. Charlie, when time for back comes, I'll ask this, brapa. And I mean, say a coronation, they have a crown, yeah, they show tea. Then they give you some ring, be near their show. Now, what a 45, yeah. And then they went to some shrine house to be, and then they started killing some goat to be, and they said that he's the king. Like, there's a funny story. Please, one thing I just want to give you out of this story is that anytime, because in our, national anthem and our pledge, almost say, we are supposed to be bold to defend the good name of our country. So when somebody is telling a lie, therefore we like that. Oh, wait, they're saying, aha, we've been a cover by the please make sure we keep the good name of our country, the continent, and the black folks. Thank you very much. So we are moving it on, and very quickly, let me give shout out to those that are sponsoring and pushing this program with a quick cry. Ohima Muchia. Ohima Muchia is always for you there on the African cookie sweet one. Who just see the dinner mebono with the milk, then you follow on YouTube, Instagram, when who are Google, when who Google can help Papa dictionary. Then you follow up with Ohima Mukase. Ohima Mukase. So we have the Adoma Muchia and Ohima Mukase. It's all about cooking. We have Mama Triple N, who is also supporting us, our beautiful Mama Healthy Family, and advising us on a lot of things. Then we have Tally Food. Tally Food, all the African dishes near you, Afro shops, so the way your online Afro shop is worldwide. Just follow up. We have D Rocket Fashion, as you see me now with this one. D Rocket Fashion, fashionable for me to wear. Size BLPB, you get it. Don't worry at all. Go on www.drocketfashion.com. Not just a dot, just go there and make sure you find what you're looking for yourself, your kids, your wife, your girlfriend. To be more. Make sure they are all enjoying it. There we have Royal Consult. Royal Consult is all about, home office, trying to help you with the translation, with everything that is so difficult for you in the German language. It's based in Germany. They will help you read your papers for you. Make sure whatever you are saying stays in the house. They are not gossipers, they are helpers. So please check on them and make sure, your stuff stays safe. Then we have that is our own Rosie with the Wild Gathering Women Empowerment, and it's wonderful. Last but not the least, Afrithwo. That is where you get everything about Africa, from artifacts, from ice cream crafts. The same is available there. Everything you have been missing in Africa, you find it on Afrithwo. Wonderful. So, without wasting much time, here was too time to thank you very much for being here. We love you so much. Like I said, just go ahead and share to your friends. We have the first comments, but today our topic is remarriage after divorce. What are the challenges that pops up? How easy is it to remarry after the divorce? All these things we want to talk about. So let me quickly read this comment and then immediately add our guests for today. So Adra Rose or say hello Sarah, just a while back. I'm so excited. Aha. Evie Akosia, that is my kid sister, that beautiful lady always watching. And yeah, bre. Adra Rose Lab, I also say haha, blessings, ampa. Hey, blessing, ampa. Hey guys, that is Nana Akia. Hey, Akosia Obenewa, and then the tree name foul. Or say, hey, wano. Hey, is it wano? Mano anawano. Hey, Charlie. I say, mommy, leave the kids for him. We are going. Yes, so sis, I will leave them for him. Gofobi plani kubi omechi. Yvonne Gariba, or say hi. One of the beautiful and nicest lady, German lady, or country, same, or Trochi country. Then we have Randy Parnid, old soldier. Mr. Kwe, I salute you. Thank you very much. Yes, so whilst we'll be waiting today, Sister Constance will definitely be joining us. And she's on the way with the plane. Bankophobia the ship on the plane via land there. I mean, planet come free by here. So we invite them, we introduce them. Now, me chill light no team no shiny out there. You see ladies first, but on my platform, they will be a copy. Let me welcome Tai Faba on the platform. Good evening, sir.
I salute you, boss.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great, thank you. Seeing you, dear one, brother. Me, I'm a boss, so I have to say this.
Oh, I,
Coach me small before the background. You need things, and I
oh,
thank you.
but I'm glad to be on here. So it's always a pleasure having you on here, Charlie. Coming on to your show. It's been a while, though. I think it's
Yes,
almost
so
like a year.
I know somebody who has missed you. Minim so I'm to send this link to her because she
oh,
sees
and
your
I,
she
oh,
will
and I
drop
catch you on the summer, catch you on the summer,
a
catch you
catch
on
and
the
a
summer.
swap wow,
Oh,
it's
catch you on the
good to have
summer.
you here. Wait there, before we bring the beautiful lady on my show, introduce
Yeah.
yourself small for the viewers.
Okay, beautiful people. My name is Nana Kwame Enoch. A lot of people call me Taifaba, and I run Y Extra TV. We bring out celebrity news and we create original content talking about stuff like this, social issues, relationship issues, mental health issues, what have you. Yeah, that is just me. My big boss in the show this week, yeah, they say how to be a alcohol.
No one, my cousin may car. That would be another show on its own. What can do, they can do, cannot do it.
Oh, see you.
Yes, and I went to your program B. I was searching, I was looking, and I came on.
uh,
I saw this strong lady. And I'm saying, hey,
eh,
you know, I met to know some you be were trying to but I
ye,
fell in love with the attitude. I fell in love with the strength, and she goes
oh,
by the
nice, oh,
name
nice.
Tina T. You see on your place, the good things in
Mama di mama.
How are you, Tina T?
I'm doing great yourself.
Oh, I'm good. See both of you there. I said I will see you. Understand?
I'm doing really
Yeah,
well.
that's good. How was church today?
Oh, I couldn't go to church because I had a lot of schedules today.
Oh, okay. Kabe kaka
Yeah.
say me no wa idea. You want alcohol. So please just introduce yourself for the audience to know who we are dealing with today. Kaninyina.
Okay, good evening to everybody. I'm called Tina T. Some call me Minister Tina T, also called Mrs. Ajiman. I am a gospel musician. Also, it's the CEO of Prestige Collections on Instagram and in Ghana. So this is Tina T.
Me pacho, wait. Mete minister. Then I heard collection. Me pacho, break down the minister for us. Kakra.
Okay, I'm a gospel musician that I have my songs on YouTube. So those in Italy and around a little bit knows me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm also as the CEO of Prince T Collection on Instagram. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We
Well,
do
yeah, forgive.
sell clothes, we sell
Yeah.
hairs, yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
sell heels, we sell anything that concerns women. Even if you're a man and you need a suit, you can contact us. Yeah. That's what we do.
Wow.
We do an online something, yeah.
Wow.
And I'm a
Minister, no, na
wife.
person Minister, no, person Just say you sing. Please, I link me with some songs. Be na men get the take a crowd.
Me battery, me the best sender.
Oh
No.
wow, that's great. And I also will fashion. You know, Taifa, but I always say I have a connection to you, eh? Understand? Or say minister, or minister, or
Oh,
say
Charlie.
fashion, or say Asian, we so Asian fashion, bishop.
Oh, Bible, no. Connection, oh.
Connection,
Connection,
oh. Last but not the least, I would like to introduce you to my twin. The only difference between me and this lady is that she has hair and I don't. And Sister Constance. Welcome, Sister Constance.
Yeah, hello. Good evening,
Hello.
everyone.
Good
Thank you.
evening.
Yeah, I feel, sir. In fact, my feel,
I think our guests are looking very good.
Please say
Thank
it.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
and,
Thank you.
and
I say
it's
it on
what?
my guest, bra, with DM. Say it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm happy to see you here, all of you. Like I said, this is my sister Constance, and we are running this show together, and she's been inspiring me all these years, and I'm very grateful. I said one party B is missing. And one thing we have to also recognize, Tina T, say, I'm a wife, Mpacho. How do you say? Or they are two joints. One more head when you say, but you're closer. Like, well, today our topic very interesting, very dangerous, very delicate, sensitive, all in one. You say remarriage after divorce. That is a tell you. So this one goes to all of you. Or say connection. Wow. Okay, that is from Ajua. Or say twinning is looking sweet. Wow. Yes. Then I'll say you are all looking good. Nana Akusha.
Thank you.
Nana Akusha doesn't want to commit herself. Every time I guess come on, they're like, you are looking good. Na me nkwa be a normal nka. So Nana Akusha say you are all.
Oh, yeah. So
I said, Tina T, dear, she's very pretty. Well, so I'm handsome. Time Faba, me crash, so send me Momo.
Famo number no matter recommend. Don't do me like that, please. Don't do me like that, please. Man,
boy.
You know they pay all.
back to the pay. What Benny pay?
Oh, Mr. Derek, there's on your sugar daddy.
I say Ty Faba, my main man, boss.
Alan.
Yvonne Gariba said Ty Faba, another handsome guy. Hey, Charlie.
Oh, me that's a bray.
Those sides.
Yeah.
I said Lauren Gariba. Okay. So let's keep it going. Remarriage after divorce. Remarriage. That means let's take it this way. Yeah, so somebody who has gotten into a marriage, after some while, that person wants to get into another marriage. First of all, I don't know. God being so good, I know you are all fixed in great hands and nobody is going to remarry. But what are some of these complications when it comes in? I mean, in the mind of that person who's going to remarry, whether male or female. What are some of these complications? What goes through their mind? Let me quickly start by that one.
Should I start?
Yes, please.
Good evening, everyone. Minister. You
Good
know,
evening.
marriage is a big thing, and especially when it comes to we Africans, we value marriage so much. Sometimes somebody will just say, "Hey, won't you marry?" Probably they've seen that, oh, all your mates are getting married, this and this. You know, them even sometimes the pressure is even from your own family members. It could be your mom, your dad, your cousins. Hey, this one has gotten married. What are you doing? Sometimes they just say it sarcastically that you are like, oh, some people will really give a bad answer. Some will just laugh it off. So it makes most of us, let's say most Africans or probably most grown-ups, make the wrong choice with partners.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so because it's like you are following the pressure, or probably you want to fit in. For me myself, I would say that I'm a perfect example. The time I got married, it was the wrong time because the concept of marriage itself, even though I went through 6 months counseling, I don't even remember what they told us. All I want was I'm waiting for the wedding day, the
Mm-hmm.
dress, my friends who will be there. You know, that kind of thing. That was the main thing. For me, the main agenda was, oh, I finished uni right after service. I'm getting married. Within 4 years, I'm giving birth to 3, and I go back. You know, I've planned my life in such a way that it looks like it's something easy.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized marriage is not a joke. When we say marriage is not for kids, that's where I understood. After I was divorced, that I realized that marriage is not for kids. So the concept of marriage itself, we need time, especially with the women that society puts pressure on us. Hey, your mates are getting married, or you want to get married, you know. Your biological clock is ticking, you have to give birth. You know, those kind of things put pressure on you. And the church, hey, we have to do the wedding. Bring the guy. You even if you are not ready, we will do. You know, so it's like a sort of pressure on you, and for you to satisfy society, anyone that comes along, you think, oh,
Just go
you
for it.
overlook most of the things that that are red flags. You overlook them, thinking you want to satisfy society. Then you see that you want to put your neck in a tight corner. So within it, after some time, when reality sets in, you realize you've made a big mistake. Well, what do you have to do? After careful thought, all you say is, let me call up this relationship. Because sometimes certain marriage relationships can even lead to the point, if you don't live, you will die even before your time. So that gets to a point that you say, no, this time around, there's nothing I have to do. I have to get divorced. So I'll let my colleagues also add part. I think we will go as we talk along to see what really happens when you want to reconsider marrying again after.
Marriage. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Tinati Wepana.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, what I want to say is, first of all, I want to tell everybody who has remarried or who is divorced that is not a sin. From my opinion, you shouldn't look down to yourself. It's not a sin at all. I really don't know much experience about divorce and remarry again because I've not remarried again and I've not divorced before. But all I want to say is a personal decision. It's everybody's personal decision. So I feel it's high time we Africans, we respect people's personal decisions. Because let's say I'm in a marriage. I am dying this marriage. We used to tell us, say, marriage is all about you and your husband. And I'm in the marriage and I am dying. Not because of social pressure. So I have to be in this marriage and die. As our sister Constance was saying. So to my opinion, I want to tell everybody there who has been divorced, who was remarried or anything, that it's not a sin. That is your personal decision. And to me, I am super proud of you because you were bold enough to make a decision for yourself. Secondly, what I want to say is things as our sister Constance was saying, sometimes the pressure is too much. The pressure, your friend has gotten married, your sister has gotten married, your colleagues have gotten married. The pressure is not easy, especially I don't know if it's only for we the Ghanaians. I don't know. The competition is so much. And in this world we are living in right now, if you don't take your time in some things you do, you make a wrong decision for yourself. What matters is a man who will love you for who you are. That is the most important thing. Even if you are a prostitute, he wants you like that. Not about you showing that you are married or anything. But what matters is deeper no. When it gets to your difficult times, he can be with you. Me, that is one thing I really looked up before I got married. I looked if my man, my husband can always be there for me if the whole world turn against me. So you understand? So these are things we need to consider. Not about, I understand, I've been there before. You think about the program. The program will never be successful. You will think it's like a joke, Brother Derek. Until you get there, you will know marriage is not a joke. The dress, the refreshments, the photographer, all these things are not important. But you need to sit yourself down and know what you are getting yourself into. I have not married for long. I always say this. But before I was getting married, I knew what I was getting myself into. And I looked for somebody who could understand me for who I am. I looked for somebody that in my cries, he's going to make me laugh. I looked for somebody that if the whole world goes against me, he's going to be there for me. So for me, I'm super proud of everybody who wants to remarry or who has divorced. But all I want to tell you is make a great decision. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Liking the intros are good. Time for
The ladies have said a lot. Personally,
before then, Saifaba, can we know your status?
Okay, I'm
He's
single.
not married. He's not married.
I'm single. I've not been married. I've never been divorced. I've never been married. I've not divorced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like I'm proper celebrity. So yeah.
All right.
ready to mingle on
right now, I don't see myself like in the right state of mind to jump into a relationship anytime soon because I got out of a relationship not long ago. And
we can't hear you. I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Now it's okay.
All right. So I was talking about the fact that when it comes to even me jumping into a relationship now, I don't consider myself ready enough because I just jumped out of a relationship, and I feel like as every single human being, when you're out of a relationship, you need time to heal and get the right mindset before you jump into a relationship. Because I'm not young anymore, and if I'm to jump into a relationship now, it's marriage matter. What you say? So like I need to go in 100, being good and all of that. So yeah, back to the topic. It's a really great topic. Personally, we treated divorce on my show, so this is like a continuation of it for me. You understand? Yeah, it is like a part 2 for me. And I never even thought of having this conversation because I felt like we are done with it. But when the topic came up, I was like, wow, okay, this is good. Now, Sister Constance and Tina T have said a lot. And personally, I've been in a marriage home that ended in divorce, and this person remarried. And that person is very close to me. So like I've seen that process before, but there are things that I picked up from this person. You know, when you are sitting back and you are watching someone do something, it's like watching football. You are the best coach in the world, like literally. You see the mistakes everybody is doing, like how Ghana is playing. As why did you score the ball? You know, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So with whatever that he went through, I saw the good and the bad in it. And I was so happy Sister Constance touched on society, and Tina T also touching a bit on it. But let's talk about the implications, just as Minister Derek asked. What sort of implication does the society have on these people, these divorcees, their mental health? Because it is true that they make these decisions that Tina T is talking about. Do you understand? First off, people, like even talking of their personal lives, getting out of marriage is a big blow to them. It's either their assets were broken into two, they lost a lot of stuff, and even emotionally, they could be drained. Do you understand? So for them to even get to that stage of thinking, I actually want to get married again, it's a huge thing for them. Secondly, that is where society comes in. Hey, this woman cry, she go married inside, she no keep. After a year or two, she's divorced. 3, she's divorced, and she wants to reconsider marriage again. Did she really love her husband? He was in a marriage for like just 2-3 years. He's out of her, like he's divorced, and just 6 months he wants to get married. I don't think this man was really in love with his ex-wife. You understand? All these things are going to come back to this, like these people, and they are going to think totally different. Would they really consider getting married again? That will come to them. That will be personal decisions for them. But I always feel very sad for their mental health. Why? Because we as Africans, we hardly talk about their mental health. We always just talk about, oh, Braderick is out, he's smiling. He's like, Tina T is out, she's smiling. Do you understand? But we are hardly thinking of what's going on in their mind. Because I know someone who was married, and the next thing, he hung himself.
Oh.
Do you understand? So you are going to ask yourself, would you go out of a marriage home and get into another marriage home? Do you understand? So the moment you consider getting into another marriage, that is where your priorities need to be there. Like, you don't need to ignore the red flags like Sister Constance was saying. You don't need to. Because when you ignore them, there are implications that are going to come with it.
Yeah.
Because you were in one, it didn't work. I'm sorry, the fact that it didn't work, it doesn't mean you were right in there. I always say this, whether divorce, whether separation, whether a normal breakup, both couples had a role to play.
Right.
The woman did something, the man did something. That woman didn't wake up one morning and just told the man, I'm done with you. Nah.
Yeah.
Obviously, the man did something wrong. And same with the man. The man didn't wake up one morning and just started slapping the woman. No. Something triggered him to do that. And I feel like that is what we as humans, we need to pay attention to. And when we start paying attention to that, in the end, we'll realize like, okay, these are the things that we need to figure out first. See, my brother, my sister, the fact that you are divorced doesn't mean you should jump into another like relationship or marriage on ASAP. No. Think of your happiness first. Remarriage, if you want to consider, cool. It is good as every single human being to get married because you need that companionship in your life. But before you consider that, think of your happiness. Mr. Derek is not the person that's supposed to come into your life to give you happiness. I'm sorry, no. You need to be happy on your own.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be on radio to be singing before you can be happy. I'm sorry, no. You need to be happy on your own.
Yeah.
Sister Constance don't have to be on the show with Mr. Derek before you are happy. No, you need to be happy on your own. And that is what we as humans, we fail to touch on, even in our personal lives, before we consider letting people into our lives.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Me, as a man, I always say this. Men, know how to do your stuff before you allow people into your life, especially when it comes to allowing a woman into your life. And a lot of men always get pissed off with me for saying that thing. But I'm sorry, it is what you need to do. And it's same for women. And that is one thing women know how to do a lot. Women, they figure out what they actually want in their lives before they allow men into their lives. 90% of women do that. And that is why I always say, when they actually get into the relationship and what they had in their mind, they are not actually seeing it. It is not coming into manifestation. Like, that is where the issues start rising. Boss, you didn't come into my life just to waste my life. That's what the woman is going to tell you. The women are here, they can testify to it. You don't come into a woman's life just to waste her life. I'm sorry. As a man, you need to know what you're going to add up to that woman's life. So if that woman is divorced, please know you are coming in for something double than the regular. Do you understand? Because that woman has faced a lot. Because she didn't just wake up, leave the kids, and decide to just break a home. No. because you are going to face something extraordinary out of the normal. And the same goes with men. But yeah, I think that's what I'll touch on for now. As we go on, we definitely pour some heat down. So yeah.
Wow,
Even
wow.
with the issue of men, I don't even think society frowns on probably
Men.
the men. Yeah, the
When it
Yeah,
comes
men
to the
let me
divorce,
getting divorced. Yeah,
yeah, they
if
talk
the
about the
target
women.
is mostly the women.
Women.
The target,
yeah,
It doesn't matter
quite
what
you
the
get
man
all
did,
the
but on
blame.
the
You
women.
get that everything is your fault. And the
Yeah.
worst is when you, the woman, decide that no, I'm leaving. Even
true,
sometimes your own family members are still pushing you. No,
very
you
true.
for the sake of the kids, you stay there. You know,
That
sometimes if you are not so bold enough, you can't leave.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
It,
a big time decision. It's not easy. What society is supposed to do is sometimes when we see that marriage institutions, certain married couples, things are not working between them, the best is for them to separate. We
Mm-hmm.
mm,
call for separation. Let them live out. Let's see if the problem that is causing the divorce can be solved.
right.
But usually, the families are not willing to hear your point, especially the woman. They think, oh, well, that's how your father treated me
I
by
think that is
maintaining.
our tradition that has
Yes.
made it
But
like
you know,
that.
I feel I understand. I understand the angles you ladies are coming from, but I personally feel like it depends on each case. Because there are some families. Hey, my sisters, the way they will support their women. Like you, the man there, you are nothing. You are nothing. Like it's like you don't even count. That's why I'm saying it depends on the cases and where you find yourself in.
Yeah.
But like on the regular or most of the time, it is the women that are facing the music. Like most of the time, and it's very sad because that is how the society has geared, towards like that's how they've been thinking and all of that. But I don't know. I don't know.
They are
It's just
prepared
sad.
for the occasion, not the marriage itself. Yeah, that one is true.
Well, I have to say, I'm liking this intro because for one of, let's say, our episodes, see how the man is speaking and firing and you shoot him. And then when the men came, we come here now, they are a little bit intimidated, they are shocked. Don't say man and don't swear. Just blow up. Today there's a I say we prepare for the occasion, not the marriage itself. That is true.
Fact,
In that, you
fact,
know, the
fact.
food and everything, they'll come and chop and go. Immediately they leave, you realize
The
that
jollof, the jollof again is
That's
important.
your love.
It's important.
they don't tell us the reality during the counseling, for better, for worse. Obviously, for better, for best. Exactly, Sister Tina. Some are not bold enough and they are dying in their marriages.
Yeah.
That one is
Uh,
true.
and then another says, we just yearn for the ring, but not
Psyche also.
cycle ourselves for the worst.
Not,
Okay.
yeah, not psych ourselves for the worst. Yeah.
Uh, Marriage is not a child's play. Okay, marriage is not for boys and girls. And yeah,
Very true.
I'm and no actually.
And no, actually.
The problem is the society tax divorce as a crime. Okay, you are
That's
an
actually true.
irresponsible woman,
Mm-hmm.
Muslim women, as you all
Mm,
say. In our culture,
mm,
you are an ashawo that can't
mm,
keep a home. And in our religion, you are dirty because a woman isn't supposed to leave a marriage. It's an
mm.
abomination. Yeah, some more. I'll say, don't go bother anyone if you are not ready. Eh, That is for Taifaba. Because you're ready now. So let's see this one. I think
Hey, media well, it's not me
sorry.
so
Okay.
much.
I personally love the topic so much because I have come to know that mostly in remarriage after divorce, the women and men think mostly only about themselves and not the kids. That is okay when kids are involved. Because
Mm,
I come from a divorced home in which my father remarried, and it was a lot of ups and downs after all of us came coming together as one family. Now you
mm,
won't even know who is my stepmom and my real mom, but they don't know that what roller coaster of problem it was before us coming together. Even what I went through, I think I have to go on a comment here because it's not fitting. Please cut your comments a little bit short. Now you won't even know the step roller coaster. It was before coming together. Even what I went through as a child, in the middle of all the drama.
Yeah, some more.
I think I'll touch on that again when you're done with the comments.
For remarriage, dear, you just need to position yourself well and open your eyes. I'll say happiness is a personal choice. Never put your keys on happiness into someone else's pocket. And I'll see even what I went through as a child in the midst of all the drama, no, and I kind of felt left out because nobody thought of me as a child what I was feeling or going through at that time. I kind of grow. How many parents have called their children and be like, Papa and Mama, we are divorced. What do you think? Oh, I drink
Yeah.
well spoken, bro. Taifaba. That is Ivo Gariba. I'll see before a man comes to the cross line of divorce, most men already have a stepping stone outside. And the last time I learned, they say, man, before they go out, they have the next step. I'll tell you where. Sometimes, this is Jennifer Omora J. Please type about. Can you greet her for me?
How you doing, Jennifer? I'm back.
Sometimes you even find out that when you stay separated for some time, you have enough space to figure things out.
Yeah.
So they say it's a man's world. True. Okay. I never heard of that though. Fine. A friend was asked to stay in an abusive marriage till she was shot, and now in a wheelchair. Wow. I say, die for man. This is for you. I say, my man. Please, I want you to hit on some of these comments and some of the questions. I believe
Who's going to talk?
All right, my time is almost up there, so let me just brush through some of the comments that I saw. There was one that was talking about the fact that she, I don't know if it's a she or a he, but I'm sorry, was a kid in a home, like a remarried home, like two people divorced and go. All right, now I think this is why we are actually having this conversation. Like, one thing that people tend to miss, I think, it's with us human beings. I mean, I always say it's human beings, like it's our nature. It is like jumping from a relationship to the other. Itself is a whole institution, but until people get to understand that it is not an institution that you just go in and just get out. Nah, this is an institution that is abided by laws, laws of the country and laws of even from God. Do you understand? So it is not an easy institution to just get into it, just like relationships and just get out. No. But this is what we've been doing as normal human beings, getting out of a relationship, not figuring what we did wrong and jumping into another one, not figuring what we actually need in our lives, that we jump onto the next one, both women and men. Do you understand? I will always say that people always think of what they want than what they need. Listen, if you are to figure out what you truly need in your life, trust me, many are the people that will get out of marriage homes and will not even consider to get married.
Yes.
If you really figure out that I don't need to get married, then you figured it out that this is what you need in your life. But if you figure it out, this is what I need in my life, I really need to get married. And when I get married, these are the things that I need to accomplish. I need to get from that marriage home. Do you understand? But people are not paying attention to these things. I'm sorry, marriage is not all about the sex and producing babies and how you doing, hubby? Oh, I miss you, hubby, and the videos. I'm sorry, no. I think we are living in a world where we've been seeing this relationship goals, power couples getting married, and I'm sorry, this is real life. When you turn that TV off, when you turn your phone off, it is you and that husband of yours, and you and that wife of yours. What you see on the internet, please, a lot of them are fake, and that's facts. So we as humans, we need to figure out what we truly need in our lives, whether we want to reconsider marriage after divorce. I am praying here that nobody in here will get married and even think of divorce to think of getting married. Nah.
Amen.
I want you, if you are also divorced and you want to think of getting married, these are the things that I personally feel you should consider. Think of what you need first. It's not about what you want to, or what you want to get, every man can get for you. What you want, every man or every woman can get for you. Okay, not every man, because some are like they are broke like that. But you understand? Especially the things that you need from women as a man. Trust me, most women will get it for you, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
But when you consider the things that you truly need in your world or in your life, trust me, it is like a man saying, "I want peace." See, you see, if you are to ask women right now, Tina T and Star Constance, like what they want in their lives right now, hey, the list they will give you, we won't finish. But if you are supposed to ask a man, the things as men we ask for, they are not macho, but it carries weight.
Yes.
It carries a lot of weight. For a man to open his mouth and tell a woman, "I just want peace." Hey, boss, are you sure you actually want to live with this woman? Because women automatically, they are troublesome. They are going to be troublesome in your life. Understand that? You understand? But for him to open his mouth and tell the woman he wants peace, you as a woman, how do you deep that? How do you consider to offer this level of peace that he yearns for in his life? You understand? So, like, consider what you need in your life. When you consider what you need in your life, then you think of the fact that do you really need to get married after getting divorced or not? If the answer is yes, please get those checklists. Don't miss one red flag. The one that you miss, no, they are the unresolved issues that you are going to be facing in that marriage again.
Yes.
You're going to be dealing with it for the rest of your life. And I'm sorry, when you get out of a marriage home and you get into another one and you get out again, please, you are the problem.
Yes.
I'm telling you, whether you are the woman or I'm sorry, you are the problem. Because people jump into marriages without considering what they are getting themselves into. They are thinking of the ring, like what they are saying. They are thinking of, I need to please my mom. My mom is, please, I'm 32. My mom is telling me I should get married. I'm telling her, madam, when the time is right, I'm going to get married. Understand that? But it's hard. Right now, I even hate going to weddings. Hey, come here, look, madam, I'm not married. That's what I do. Hey, see, if you go to your friends, you'll be pissed off. Pissed off. Like, I met my pastor last time. Like, Kwame, how old are you? I'm like, oh, pastor, I'm 28. Kwame, 28 to crown fatal. Yeah, now worry. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm giving you my documentation. You're telling me I don't look like 28 years I should be married. Like, come on. You understand? The society will regardless pressure you. But should that have effects on you or like on you? Should that weigh you? Please. Don't let what the society is saying weigh you so much. I feel like that is what we as humans we miss a lot. It's understandable. You have emotions. You have agenda. Yes, it's gonna worry you when they say, but learn not to give an F to a lot of things coming from the society. Madam, you are married. You got out of the marriage home. You want to reconsider. Forget everybody. You think you need in your life, go for it. But please don't forget to pray about it too and consider what you need in your life. And same goes to the men. And the men, please, I beg, learn how to do your things first before you can reconsider another marriage. Because you can't be in that marriage home and you want to helping your wife, then the wife gets out of that home, then you decide to go into another one. Please, you are going to do the same thing. And that one, as long as I direct for me, that's going to solve that issue. That one, yeah, that one, if the woman leaves you, hey, do I come back down? No. So yeah, that is what I have to say.
Thank you very much. Let me give you your comments before you go so that
all right.
you read them. I'll say respect, Taifaba. And man, you are great. And I think the name is Dolores, right? Ernest. Or say,
Oh, my boss. That's my boss.
and I think the last one is a goodbye wish from Jennifer. Said this man is full of wisdom, man. I love
Thank you
this
so
session.
much. I appreciate.
This is the real truth and nothing but the truth. Come often, my guy.
I'll be here often. I'll be definitely here often. Just
Okay.
about main check.
Don't check.
Thank
You very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. I really appreciate it and your time. Of course, I'll just leave you for you to go and start yours. And I'm joining you later. So see.
All right. It's a pleasure being on here, and definitely I'll find time and come on here again. Tina T, I'm leaving you to the boss. Why? Sister Constance, it was nice having you on.
Yeah, it was really nice having you on board.
Guys, if you are new out here, please try and like the page, follow the show, and when you are done with his, come to Wine Too. Why Extra TV on Instagram? Why Extra TV on Instagram? Yeah. So I'll leave you guys for now. You guys enjoy the rest of the show. And of course, my show is running till like 11 o'clock. I say it. By the time you come, I'll be there. That poster Mr. Derek just placed on. We are discussing friends with benefits. A lot of people are doing this. I'm coming with. Oh my goodness.
Hey.
All right.
Thank you so much, boss.
So as you can see, most of us have actually mentioned it. Let's say you get into a relation or you want to remarry and you have kids. What we get to know is that people don't consider what the kids want because, trust me, you can fall in love with someone after considering all this aspect and everything, and you want to get into a new one, and you find out that your son, your daughter, it's that partner of yours. And trust me, it's not going to be well. So these are the things that I want us to right now get into. What are some of the things you need to consider? I know you've made mention of a lot, but let's break it down. What are the main things you need to consider, whether male or female, after divorcing your partner, and let's say many years or many days have come, and now you are reconsidering, let me get into another relationship. What are the things that you need to consider? Very important. Please.
Okay, you need to consider those things that happen in your formal marriage that made you divorced before you go into a new marriage. That are the most things you need to consider.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't talk for somebody because I don't know what was in your first marriage that made you leave. So you really need to sit yourself down and consider those things very well before you get to another marriage. Because if you don't consider those things very well, it's going to repeat, as Taifaba said, it's going to be something you're going to be repeating and you're going to repeat it. So you need to consider those things first before you get into that. Is ego. You need to concentrate on that. Yeah, that's the little thing I want to say. Because I really don't know much about remarriage and divorce, you understand? So I don't know much tips about it. Yeah.
But I think it's a compact thing. Those things you mistakenly did or that went wrong or not, make sure, say one. But how will you know, say, let's say, for example, I'm just getting to the heart of my partner was cheating. How do you consider those things to make sure you don't take it to the next marriage? Because
you have to be sure of the new person you are with. What they are saying, you have to be sure if he's cheating, the next one you're going to take, you have to be sure, say, this was what my ex was doing. This I don't like. You have to be sure that he's not like the same person. Because if you are not sure and you still get into it, you still divorce back again.
Yes.
That is why you have to sit yourself down and give yourself some time before you go into a new relationship. You have to have time very well. Say, yeah, the former one you use. Somebody will say maybe 6 months. Maybe I use 6 months to consider my first ex-husband. So maybe this one I'll use 1 year. But one thing is, somebody will also say that, okay, fine. It doesn't matter. You can look at the person when he get married to you, he's going to change. You understand? But to me, I feel you have to. Nipa dia on yesterday and cry. You understand? There are some little things, action there. You might know that this person did. no, I have to be careful. I have to relax because sometimes, especially we women, we ignore a lot of things. We are always blind with love, and sometimes you need to concentrate on those things that you think is not important. Maybe he's testing some women. He's that kind of person. He'll be testing women anyhow. He'll be, chatting with women anyhow, talking to women anyhow. You think that is normal, even in your presence. Look at the way he disrespects you. You understand? You think it's normal. So you have to actually look at these things very well. Don't take them as a joke. Because these are the same thing, and if you go and live with him in the house, it's going to do to you. So inside that, those kind of pity things that we, especially I'm talking as a woman, we think it's nothing. Oh, you find him anyway, he's going to change. It's kind of nothing. No, those things we really need to concentrate on it very well. Because for example, you are with a man, he will slap you. You think he's playing. The next time he will not slap you. He will just box you. You understand? So you don't have to ignore that. Oh, or dobro. They'll be like, or dobro. Loud beatings. No, there are some things we have to actually take them serious, and let's stop acting like, oh, we are blind with love. Because that is my opinion. So people will say that you wouldn't know all the person's character, but at least if I don't talk well, even from my action right now, I'm a loudy person or I'm not a loudy person. So there are some things we should not actually ignore and sometimes pretend. So we didn't know before we got into the marriage. You understand? So I think these are the things for your personal reasons here, you left your former husband. You should consider those things, and you should sit him down, talk to him, let him know the things you want and the things you don't want, so you don't make that kind of mistake again. Because maybe you met your ex-husband, you didn't let him know that I do this, I do. Maybe some men, they are jealous, you understand? So there are some men, if you don't tell him the truth, they'll be angry. Don't hide. Everybody is different. So you have to actually sit down with this person very well and know what you guys are getting yourself into. If you rush, it's going to be like the same thing that happened. It's the same as being in a relationship and moving from a relationship to a different relationship. So that's my only small opinion I can talk about. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Mr. Goni.
Yes, I was listening to Tina where you said that probably the things that you did in your first marriage that you think was the problem. One thing is, when you decide to move into another relationship, it will surprise you that the things that you used to do that let's say your ex disliked, you might do the same thing, and the new person will like that.
Yeah,
so that means you that each individual is different. I'll just give a clear example. After I divorced, it took me 12 years before I remarried. It took me 12
years. Yes, wow.
Yes. Just that I had 2 kids in between. I had kids. What I made up my mind was, I'm just having kids. I'm not going to marry again. You see, that was my initial decision. But after some time, after certain consideration, well, I think it depends on the person I met again. That really made me change the perspective of marriage. Because it wasn't a pleasant thing for me. I was like, okay, marriage is good, but well, it's not everybody who find it good. So maybe I'm in that category. So let me just love myself. I did a lot of research, about men. I started studying the nature of men in terms of their makeup. You see how men behave in terms of their DNA, certain things, why men act the way they are. I took time to learn about the temperament. I took time to learn about my temperament, and I realized that the first person I was with, this kind of temperament with mine wasn't matching. It was a total, like a disaster. We were not supposed to marry. You see, because it's like our views on certain things, initially we agreed, but later we realized that everything was just a make-up thing. So I took time to learn about that as well. It took me some time. I was like, I met about 3 or 4 different guys, but mostly with marriage proposal. I was like, for me, forget it. I'm not married material. Yeah, and it was a big thing even between my parents because they are like, why won't you marry again? You are young. Because the time I was divorced and I was just 27, they were like, no, you have to marry this, you are too young. And I was like, I know what I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want anybody to even force me. Just leave me. I have a career or something I want to pursue. That is what is important to me first. I want to build my self-esteem. I want to love myself for who I am. I don't want to be blaming myself because I went into marriage and it has failed. And so should I cry? No, I need to do something extra. I chose the career woman option, a boss lady. I am not somebody you can just come and play around with, all in the name of marriage. You know, going through divorce, it teaches you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have that kind of, you are being very, very cautious because you just don't want to go into marriage and just pick anybody at all.
Yes.
Yeah. So it really needs time. You really need to think. And just as I think Rosie said something about being a child, when there are children in between, some women will even decide that, oh, I'm going to marry. I have kids. They do not even care about the welfare of the kids.
Mm.
Because you think, oh, I need to protect my marriage this time around. So every time you're rather pleasing your husband, leaving your kids there.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you even need to take time, explain to the kid, let the kid approve that no, this person I intend to is not their father.
Mm-hmm.
How does the person relate even with the kid? Are the kids okay? All those things matter. And then you also need to open your eyes very, very well, especially with the women. Because in our society, a man you can marry so much, you can marry and live. Well, your sisters will even encourage, they'll bring other women to you that, oh, that by you, the woman, that you be tagged. Hey, you're a home wrecker. You are not able to keep your home. You go today, the next day you are out, then you are being tagged. So it really takes a lot of effort. Study the main person that you are considering to marry again. Make sure you have a lot in common and let the person know your stand. Some people know that, oh, you've been married before due to one or two issues that you've opened up to the person. The person wants to use that against you. Immediately you see those things, there is no need even going about the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
There is no need to rush into a second marriage. Take time to know the person that you are considering marrying very, very well. Look for once. It's just like somebody who has been beaten by a snake. Said, your work can is
Mm-hmm.
So you really have to be vigilant. There is no need to be desperate because you've been married before. You want to marry for everybody to say that, oh, at least she's got a husband despite her being divorced and that. Because it's a tough challenge. And you really need somebody who understands you very, very well, who is willing to cooperate with you that despite all your flaws, despite all that happened to you, I'm willing to really be with you, encourage you, partner with you, have a common vision with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that will really make the relationship work. There's this saying that the chances of let's say once you are divorced, the chances of your second marriage collapsing is about 50% high.
Mm.
Yeah, when you remarry again, the chances of that the marriage will break is about 50% high. So that means you have 50% chance of survival.
Mm.
So it depends on you. And once your first marriage is off, you go off for the second marriage, let's say you divorce again. That means it has become something like a routine. That is a habit. You can find someone, oh, you think you can marry again. Let me also try this one. But this time around, even the chances of that marriage surviving is about 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So that means for a woman, the more you are divorcing, you are separating, it's like your chances of surviving in a marriage keeps decreasing.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to consider all this. That are you mentally ready? Looking at all the odds, are you mentally ready that when I should consider marrying again, can I take it? Have you studied the person very, very well? That's why I always say that if you know that you have about 60 to 70% positive from the partner, then you can tolerate the 30 to 40% of the bad character.
Mhm.
Because nobody is perfect. Even you yourself going inside, you are not perfect. You are also coming with your flaws and other things. So if you don't consider all this one, you might go into the second marriage, you realize you made a mistake, you want to back out again.
Wow, thank you. What you said is very true because I remember someone said that, oh, I met this man, and this man was so good, just the kind of man I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But we couldn't get together because this man has been visiting me over how many times and never asked me, how are your kids?
Mm-hmm.
You see? So in this time, this lady or this woman values and knows exactly what she wants. She wants somebody who loves and cares about
Yeah.
my kids, apart from all the things I'm expecting from that man or I want to find in that man. So you see, these are some of the decisions or let's say things that people need to make clear at the end of the day. Some might go into it without kids, fine, and others will go then with a but however you are going in with a baggage, you have a load that you are carrying. It might be a habit, it might be a character, it might be whatever perceptions about men, you know. And when you are going into, you need to consider all these things. Am I ready for these things? And I thank you very much for all of you breaking it down. And you know, it is very much of fun or advising or interesting when somebody who has been there tells you how it is. Because if I tell you my own part, well, I've never been there. I can tell you all the things and I'll tell you how to do it and how it will be best. But the person who has been there will tell you, Master, you are talking rubbish. You understand? So it is very important to weigh yourself and also see. So we have talked about mental challenges as well, mental health. You know, people need to be strong in the mind and know what I'm ready for because a lot of people can't even imagine themselves getting into another marriage. So they rather be like, you know, one night stand, be a move to party, have fun and everything. What are some of these barriers? What are some of these blocks that will stand before you that will make you not even wish to get into the next marriage or take the next step? What might that be? People writing after this question, we will then read your comments, please.
Constance, go first because
Minister, can you ask the question again?
Like, what are the things that will stop a woman? Let me come from a woman because both of you are women, and then probably I can chip in with men, but I'm the host, so I'm not supposed to take side. So, what are some of these things that will stop a woman from getting into another marriage? Not
Well,
to think about okay, like I can't.
like let's say you are divorced, but what will stop you from saying that I wouldn't marry again?
Oh, exactly.
Oh, yes. I think mostly is the experience,
True.
what you went through in that marriage. Only you know what really
What you
happened,
went through.
you
Yeah.
know. But most often, let's say, as in my case, it was more of emotional abuse. The emotional abuse was so much because here is the case you think, oh, at least the level that we were both graduates. So
Mhm.
it's like there are certain level of understanding that we wish it would be that simple for us. But here the person wakes up because of probably TV remote. I think those times in somewhere 2005, 2006, social media was not so much, but what was in vogue was telenovela. Telenovelas, Mexican soap operas and things was just so much. And I was a bit addicted. I remember one day, I think my ex-husband then times probably wanted to sort of have sex or something. And my mind was not there. And I also wanted to watch this series to the end. Probably it was just left with about 30 minutes before he called me, oh, come to the bedroom. I was like, oh, we just finished this one. Just you come and even join me. Let me explain it to you. And that was my biggest mistake. Before I could say Jack, she had just collected the remote, threw it at the TV, pushed the TV down. That yes, I'm spoiling it. I won't let you watch TV again.
Wow.
And you won't believe, I was like, wow, just 3 months into marriage and this was happening. You want to support it just because I have a passion for. That means what I want, you don't like it. But initially, when we were dating, this was something that I was even encouraging you to watch. Sometimes I explain it to you, even though you are not like a telenovela fan. But I wasn't expecting that should be the outcome. Try and find a way. It's like, oh, you just have to spot. I think within the 3 years of marriage, we spot about 4 televisions. All
Wow.
because it's like when he gets angry, what caused that thing should be off. So I think after the 4th, I was like, no, this thing, I don't know when a time will come, you will not spoil the television, but you rather spoil my face. You see? So I was like, no, I wouldn't wait till this. And there are other instances. But one thing then time that I used to blame myself was I saw it when we were dating. Yeah, something happened, but I was like, oh, this one is not really him. It's just because he's angry. We always trying to make excuse. That was when I think God was telling me something, but my mind was, oh, well, we are going through counseling, we are going to marry, so this one is not anything. You see? And these are some of the things that we see, but we ignore. So the experiences in the first marriage is something that will really, if you don't take time, if it don't take it takes the grace of God, I tell you, considering second marriage would be a big headache. Because like the experience was so bad, you think even you don't know whether the next person will be worse. Yeah. And for most women who decide to be career women, you see that your attention and focus shifts from relationship to business. You are thinking of building yourself up. You are thinking of proving to society that, well, I have a failed marriage, but my life is not a failure. This is what I want to do. I remember one time my mom was like, well, if you're a woman and you get all the riches and all those things and you don't have a husband, what's your use?
Well, I say proverb, no.
So I was like, well, that is in your era. For me, I am not. You can do what. And the second thing was, even when I had 2 kids out of wedlock, I was still like, no, I am not marrying the man because I know what I've seen. Fine, we have kids, but marriage should not be our focus because looking at it, I don't think I can stand it. I am likely, if I should marry the man of my kids, I might end up divorcing. So there is no need even starting it at all. Fine, we have kids in between. Let's take care of them, and then we continue until probably later. I just got married recently, so just about 3-4 months ago. I think that decision came in about. It took me it even took me 6 months to say yes to the second marriage.
Wow.
Yeah, it kept pressuring me. Hey, so won't you marry? I was like, wait. There are certain things I'm still looking for. I've not gotten it yet. So you wait, it's not easy. It's not easy being approached for a second marriage. If you consider a lot of things, it takes a lot of time and you really need to pray a lot because you don't want to be tagged as a bad person. You don't want to go into marriage the second time and thinking of divorce. All that is in your mind is this time around, I will make it work. Despite all other things, I mean, they're going to make it work. So it depends on who you also meet. Don't just go in for anybody. That is the challenge. You just don't go in for anybody. Take your time to know the person very, very well before you consider a second marriage.
Wow, thank you. As I'm listening, as the movie B is moving past. You see. Thank you very much, Jerry. What do you say?
I think what I'm adding some to what Sister Constance said. I think the experience, experience, because it depends on what you went through. I don't know. So that would make you know if you want to get married again or you don't want to get married again. That is the person's personal experience. And I've known somebody who also, because of the children, she didn't get married again because she didn't want any man to come and disturb her of her not taking good care of her children. So if some women, they have money already, or let me say the family has money or something, she already have what she's doing with her life. Some people are not independent, but some are independent. So when she's independent like that and she has like 2 kids already, or 1 kid or 3 kids, she's like, okay, fine, I will just play around, but I won't get married again because of my kids. I don't want anybody to come and disturb my kids, because she,
Mm-hmm.
you know what, you understand, she loves
Yeah.
the kids so much that she doesn't want the children to have that trauma. Just that until the kids grown to some level and you see that they need a daddy figure in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
They need a daddy figure in their lives until maybe the woman will start being like, hey, and especially in Korea, baby, where these kids have reached for. I need a man, because mostly if you are in a home and there is no man, the children are sometimes, some of them, one way no my so. Oh, my, I mean, where then soon. So when there is a man in the house, like me, sometimes when we are going, we are afraid, hey, our father has given us time, oh, that we should come home at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Over here, bars close 8 o'clock. So wherever I am, I know I need to be in the house by 8 o'clock. But if you're living with your mother, you know, oh, mama dear, you can,
You
say stories and
understand?
what would happen. You understand? So I feel sometimes the women, they start to be like, I don't want to marry now. But as time is going, that the children are getting grown and something, they are like, no, I need a man in my life. That's why some people quickly, secondly, maybe take that decisions that do not help them. But most of them also sit down very well and make the perfect decision. So to all I'm saying, it depends on the person. It depends on your decision. Everything depends on your decision that you make. Yeah. I
Thank you
don't
very much. Talking about the father figure, I happen to have had a mother with a father figure. Only when she says 8, and you are supposed to be 8, and yes, sir. You
Yeah,
wish that.
yeah, when a woman is playing the role of the father, she needs to have a tough skin, especially if she have boys.
Yes.
boys.
Yes, you need to have a tough skin. Yeah.
Thank you. So, actually, the points I was waiting for, you made mention of everything, the experience, and whether you are coming from an abusive marriage. It blocks the mind definitely. And some women will be like, something. Forget about men. Let me follow my career ambition. They want to reach somewhere. The boss ladies, they don't care. They rather go in for the toy boy and what you say. And then pride plays a very big role. Pride. Maybe I'm my level of understanding or where I've reached. Why should I go in for? I want somebody who's up to this standard. And the saddest story sometimes is you never meet somebody that fits to your standard. You
Yeah.
see? And then you just stay lonely. And then fear. Not only out of an abusive relationship that you have fear, but for example, as we were saying with kids, are they going to take care of my kid? Do they care about my kid? What about the person I'm going to, because the
Yeah.
person probably has never had kids or also have kids now, also or three. So there are some women, you can meet them for 3 years, you never know where they live. Or you know where they live, but you never enter the house. You might enter, but you're not sleeping over. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
So they're afraid. They have that kind of fear. I don't want this. And sometimes that fear, till thy kingdom comes. Mhm. And let me speak a little bit from the part of men. People say it's a man, dear thing. But let's take a man who has kids as well. It is not easy. So,
Yeah.
now, because the kids are used to their father so much that, like I said earlier, the kids are mostly even the reason why you are not getting married, because nobody is their father.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are being manipulated by their mothers, or when it comes to the father part, their mothers, and when it comes to the women, it is their fathers. No man should come to your mother. Make sure this and that. So at the end of the day, the kids have become your personal bodyguards.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not working. But I think that men sometimes consider things or see things a little bit easier than women. We always say these things. When you deal with a woman, you're dealing with a lot of emotions, right? And this emotion, you can't bypass it. It's natural. But a man can say, okay, let me consider, let me try and do this. So when it comes, I know a lot of men that are also, suffering divorce and all this stuff. They can't get to the next one. But like I said, since I haven't been there, it's difficult for me to, enter into that field. One man will write here, hey, forget, oh boy, you're lying. So please, let's take it there. Let me quickly read those comments and then we enter into the last two questions. Let's start with Jennifer. I will check how how he treats people around him, and mostly the less privileged because it goes a long way to show his personality. Yes. I would rush into a second marriage. I
I
wouldn't rush
wouldn't.
into
Mhm.
a second marriage. We'll be friends first and take all the time we need before getting intimate. Mhm. Check out for the red flags because no matter how much a person pretends, he or she must show his or her real self in a certain situation. That's why my mom always says that when you are with someone you love so much and you are so deep, falling into love, won't stand in love, but you are falling now. Provoke that person a little bit. See how the person will react.
Mhm.
Then you will know. So, fact is, challenges will always be in all marriages. So, you have
Yeah.
to take yourself and be mentally stable too. Make your research about men, like Sister Constance did. If you, if you are marrying an African or German, yes, know what is important to men. If you marry an African, respect for them is priority.
Mhm.
Thank you. Some mother, I love this one. Some mother-in-laws are also witches. Yes, for who you want to marry, let them leave. Mutechire, and a madani a year, friends and coach. Oh, you know, left, and right,
Mhm.
away,
Mhm.
and away and say, get out. I say, yes, put your kids' happiness first, then yours. Mhm. Sister Constance, my darling, you are such a strong woman. You are doing well, my dear. Thank you. Most women even blame themselves after divorce. And that is also a blockage here. Sometimes you consider your kids.
Yeah.
And Nana says that emotional abuse, dear, is a silent killer. Oh.
Yeah.
Nobody sees the scars. Yes. And then, my dear, yes, let me stop on this emotional abuse. Imagine a lady, a catcher will say, your husband, oh, probably your parents have been saying it because you know in Africa, parents say a lot. Then your husband has been, you are good for nothing woman. What can you bring? Oh, cry, when I do this with you, cry, you don't bring this, you don't do that. It can also be a trigger for you not to even get married anymore because you have disvalued yourself. You're in your mental understanding, or you are that low. Every man, you'll be like, no, I won't go into it to be abused that way again. Okay, my dear, we close our eyes on the red flags, thinking we can change them. Sister Holy Ghost. And then Jennifer says, I personally now think as a woman, marrying in your 30s is better than marrying in your 20s because you already know yourself and all that. I don't know again. Oh, marriage isn't easy at all. May God help us. Thank you very much. Let me bring in a very funny question. Getting into the next marriage, who do you think mostly goes first? Like, why an easy man? Or who finds it very easy to get into the next marriage? Is it the men or the women? After divorce, all the trauma with kids, no kids, boxing, fighting, and the attempt and all this stuff. Who finds that courage to enter into the next one very easy?
Men.
Me, I don't even say no one ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Always conclude, hey,
Yeah. The
men,
men are always there because men cannot take certain things.
like,
Like taking the time to sort of study them. All she sees is, well, the woman, the one I've left is the problem. So
mhm,
the new one, and men, they judge from what they see.
mhm,
So he's thinking, oh, even the one I left cry is not so beautiful like the one I've just seen. They look at the outward qualities before going for the inner ones. So when they see that, oh, you, the woman, you are interested in him, you are showing a certain kind, oh, you are better than my ex, then let me marry you.
mhm,
You see, they men are easily, and because of the main thing is sexual advances. A woman can stay a longer time without sex.
mhm.
But how long can a man stay? Maximum 3 days, 4 days. So the moment, and it's very easy for a man to get a sexual partner
Mhm.
than a woman. So because after divorce, the last thing on your mind is even sex on the part of the woman, because there's so much, you are battling with your emotions. There are certain things that you really want to make right within your life. So sex doesn't play a role. When you see a man, something triggers you that, hey, am I going for another mistake? Am I doing? So there are lots you consider. But the man, the next day, he can just hit on the road, and if he sees one or two things, he thinks, oh, it's okay, then let me just marry. So it's very easy for a man to marry again than a woman. Moreover, in case of divorce, men don't take kids away. It's just a few instances that the men take the kids. So the burden of the kids is on the woman. That alone is enough to occupy her most of the time, seeing the welfare of the kids and other things. So it's like marriage becomes a secondary thing. But a man is like, oh no, my kids are with the ex-wife, and so he has all the liberty to take another woman. So men will always remarry faster, but their chances of also leaving that marriage again is also high.
Wow. I'm almost convinced. Tina.
Okay, my point of view is a little bit different. I consider men are the people who, it's easy for them to go into a new relationship or a new marriage. But for our culture, say, men who get married to women, so if him is going to see another woman just today and lie about whatever happened and tell you I want to get married, every woman wants to get married. So the woman, the man, because he is the one going to get married to that woman, so he doesn't care. But because we, the women, it's a man who is coming to get married to you, now that they're going to do investigation, they're coming to say this woman has done that, she has done this, she has done this. But for the man, they are not ready to go and do that. So what matters to them that the man is okay, has a place to stay, has his money. So if the man only have money in Kwandia, it's not a big deal at all.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. In our culture, it's not a big deal at all. But it's the woman who will be facing a lot of problems. Even if she's going out with somebody, assaults that we are going to give to this woman, things that are not even true, that they are going to say about this woman before she even gets somebody to say, I want to marry you. It takes the glory of God. It takes the glory of God. But remember, dear, anything normally, I always say this, we don't compare ourselves to men. Because right now in this world, we the women, we are so many. So if a man just leave you right now, just corner, he's going. I'm not saying that we women, we can't find men, but when it comes to marriage, they are the people who comes to marry us.
Yeah.
When for dating, you can just walk out from your married home and get somebody to date. But I'm talking about marriage.
Marriage, yeah.
Before, even if the man loves you, what his parents, what his family, his friends, people around him might say about you, if it doesn't take the glory of God, you understand? And I'm adding something to what Star Constance said about what did she even say? I've even forgotten. She said something about oh, she just said something right now.
About the sexual part, that women can stay longer without sex, but men.
Oh, not that one, but I'll remember.
So
Okay.
Yeah, that's really what I want to add to it. That point, Nadia, it's really that's what it's affecting her about the kids. Yeah.
Okay.
About the kids that all of most of the time we the women that the kids are with us. So there is no kid with him. Or he can feel free, do everything. But you are so even busy to even add a man's burden to your head at that moment. So sometimes the women, they consider the children to grow to some extent before they even think of getting married. Because when the kids are small, you wouldn't even get signed for all these kind of things. So I think the kids too are one measure things. So that was what I wanted to say.
I think when I combine Sister Constance Owen and Tina, I'm 99% convinced. Because imagine the woman going through these challenges in the mind. I won't go, you know, this happened to me, blah, blah, blah. And then you have the parents behind you that will be like, oh, cry like you cry, no, be baby busa. Somebody is getting married to you and you are saying no. You have mental, wow. Master, get into it. So they push the woman in. Not that they are ready, not that they want it, but the culture, no, is actually pushing you in because you should count yourself lucky. Man, after all this thing with your 6 kids and 4 kids and 10 kids, you know, one man is standing inside, I want you. Master, just go in. I'll take care of your kids. Tell you, I'll take them. It's true. And the man is the one going out to get married. So at the end of the day, what our culture mostly looks at is in some will be you have money and where you are staying is true. Thank you very much. I love that culture. I'm convinced. Yes. So, men, what you need to do is don't be convinced as I am right now. Let me quickly read some comments here. Before they decide and move, they already have a stepping stone. So that comment here, me say I'm totally against because I went to one program, that is why Extra TV almost say before the woman is saying bye bye, no, okay, hello. You understand? So that comment, I don't believe, I don't. The person who said it no might be here. I think, yeah, where are they going with the kids, boy? Me, cry, I wouldn't give my kids to you. You see, you block your chance. So. I see women are busy condemning, wow, women after divorce. That's true. Men are busy cheering their friends up and arranging babes for them. That is also true. That is also true. Your fellow woman will condemn you, tell you, oh, you are this, you are that, plus the family, plus the man himself. And then whilst the man or within the colleagues, they'll be like, forget about it, Charlie. We have some babe, we'll be on the hips there, Charlie. Thomas Bewa, that is my brother from Manchester. I got to know that is the same brother. So actually, Uncle Bisa, that's the daddy from Balotelli. Welcome, sir. Greetings. Hi, Kweku, your brother. I'm watching you live from Manchester. Please judge as well. Oh, please judge as well. Okay.
I think he meant to say that you should judge as well.
Judge as well.
In terms of the men.
Please, the men, like I said, good, but it's not our fault. You understand? in Trona, hey, Charlie, be Pacho, read the tree for me now.
Trona,
right? So I'm right. Okay. They will condemn their ex even when they are the problem. I think I had that already, right? Okay. Okay, so that's the correction. Please judge it well. Oh. Okay, yes. Thank you very much.
Okay.
This autocorrect will make you write some Chinese right? Thank you very much. So let's get into it. When you have all this kind of things in your head, the mental health, you are thinking of the abusive way or how you left your partner, whether male or female. Please, what do you think when you get into the next marriage? What are you giving your partner? Let me explain. Sometimes maybe, for example, you were so beaten or abused, whether verbally, emotionally, however, and you feel like when I get into the next marriage now, I don't want any man to talk to me anyhow. So what kind of budget, what kind of stress, what kind of conflict are you actually bringing into the next marriage without knowing? Because you are trying to protect yourself, right? As a man or as a woman. So now you are giving the partner a sort of headache because that person is now not too free to handle you as the woman or the man he or she wants, but needs to watch certain things. What do you think some of these conflicts might be between you and your next partner because of the previous one?
About money?
Money? Okay. Give us the full.
Well, I think that it depends on, each individual.
It depends on what happened.
Yeah, on what really happened.
One.
And usually it's not only one thing, it's a series of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a series of things. You even made mention of money. Money can be, there are stingy men. Probably in your next relationship, you are not even going to consider a stingy man. Stingy, not asking. He's just refusing to give. In your next relationship, I don't think we are going to consider that, because you know that thing is going to bring conflict. For me, one thing that I really considered was a common vision. Because it's like that previously we didn't have a common vision, and that thing was really a conflict. So it's like this time around, if I don't get somebody who we share common vision, that this is what I want, this is my anticipation, this is my life goal. Are you willing to back me up? Sometimes when men say, "What are you bringing on the table?" This is what I have on my table. So what are you adding up? Yeah. So that thing. But somebody will be like, "Oh, I wasn't loved enough." Every woman and how they present themselves, and what is really essential to them. Somebody will be like, "Oh, in my first marriage, I wasn't sort of romantic enough. I couldn't even tell my husband I love you. I couldn't kiss, or that kind certain things that were a bit intimate. You feel that was what was a conflict within. So in your next marriage, you sort of try and work on it, but then you look for somebody who really fits in to your standard, or probably the ones that you can really measure up. Otherwise, the conflict will just continue. It will just be a continuation, and you would think that is where, if you're a woman, you start hating men, because you think all men are the same. If you are a man, you start hating women. Look at that, no different. So if you don't identify like what exactly was the root cause, it's like, no, this time around, I don't want same. You also consider yourself as well. You look very, very well. So for conflict, they will always come. But the more the conflict, the more you become tired, you easily want to bow out. So you have to get your strategy as to how are you going to solve this, so that you don't, whatever happened, you don't see something repeating itself again.
Thank you very much. Tina.
I really don't know how much to say about this, because it's a personal decision. It depends on what she or he went through. I might not know if it was abuse, it was about you not being romantic, it was about sex. I might not know whatever the problem was, but it's your personal decision. So you know what brought your divorce. So you, as I said, so you getting into the new one, you have to know how the things you should consider, and the thing how to do your things that wouldn't bring that harm back to you again. So it's a personal decision. I can talk.
I think I have just one experience to share. With my first husband, he was somebody that he was always complaining that I want you to act like a whore, something like a whore. I want you to do certain things. And here I was, a Church of Pentecost girl, a deaconess pastor.
You have
Well, and how already we've seen sex. We've been told like sex was something we don't discuss. Sex was social, but sex is being seen as a sin until you marry. So it's like, and all this, we come in and now you want me to turn overnight into something else. And it was a big deal. It was a big deal because I didn't really understand the concept. I was like, we are Christians. We have to do things like this. We have to even pray before we have sex. And that's you are laughing.
About that one.
Yeah. Yes, we have to pray before having to commit our sexual life to the Holy Spirit. Something? And that thing was really with him. And it's like, here is that one is like, no, you have to behave like, I want you to strip these, I want you to do this. And it's like, no, I saw all as a sin. You see? But it was later it was later I also had to do a lot of research on this thing because I realized that sex with your husband is supposed to be at a different level, not the Christian type that really hinders you. All you know is missionary. You don't know any other thing. You see, it's like no, that was a big one. So that's why I say in my 12 years, in fact, I really did a lot of research. And I thank God that right now I can even openly discuss sex. I can tell you what really should be in the bedroom. So sometimes even certain things that happen to us, it all works for our good. Because if I had been in that marriage, in fact, probably sex for me was just for procreation, not for pleasure. Thinking that once we just go to okay, lie down, let me just bump in, Papa, we just go.
Don't forget the light off.
Then imagine you can't even undress in front of your husband, that kind of. So that all was like something that really sort of causes conflict. And the guy too on his part was very impatient. He was like, no, there are some people who expect you to know everything. Probably the way you talk, they think, oh, you are good in class and stuff. So you are supposed to know. I'm not supposed to teach you. You're supposed to do this. So the moment now expectation is not met, he just has to insult you, let you know how useless you are. This why he has regretted marrying you. Why he should have gone into the a club to pick a girl. So it makes you really feel so worthless.
Yes.
Meanwhile, that is not where you are coming from. You see. So these are some of the things. These are some of the conflicts that you really need to take your time and really look through yourself very well. You know your strengths and you know your weaknesses. Don't let another person's son come in because of your weaknesses.
Thank you very much. Imagine a Pentecost love no so beautiful.
Oh, Pentecost loves their age. Sister Holy Ghost. I could see everyone said Sister Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost. So imagine you not knowing and you being abused in that manner. Now you came to learn, and God being so good, you are taking your time, but you are experiencing whatever. So imagine you become these people that overlearn. Then you get to the next relationship. Ukuru da hokra na o read book ukura hey masa and then the cow girl and then you say you understand. I'm bringing it to something. For example, let's say you had a cheating husband, you get into the next marriage. This person is texting his business, and you be like, hey, who are you texting to? You see, you kind of, that is what I'm talking about. You kind of bring some pressure be to the next marriage because you thought you are healed. And one thing we Africans don't do, counseling, therapy, we don't go there because it's like you are mentally insane. You understand? So we don't go that place. We think, oh, right now, 3 years, there's enough. I'm healed. Then you get into the next one. Then you see Derek texting for the next be a collection of whatever the rocket fashion to come. Who are you texting with? You understand? So you kind of also
insecurity. You're so insecure, yeah.
So communication is important, getting to know your partner very well, and understanding. And that is what I'll plead from all men. Most times when we come to our African culture, we have to know, yes, men are also being abused, but the most parties that are being abused are the women, the female, Emano. And they come in with, their whole mind is full. The family is abusing them without knowing they're abusing them because abuse is natural in Africa. Who are you? And then you come into the next one. So the man that you are going to face is supposed to have understanding. It's supposed to.
Brother Derek, please, can I go back and come again?
Yes, please. You're supposed to have a certain level of understanding for the female part and try to listen. That part, as for the listening part, I give men the credit. We listen a lot. Women, for them to listen is another wahala. I remember I was at work and there was this girl sitting beside me telling me about, listen to this, telling me about the latest bikini she ordered and whatever. And sorry, God forgive me, this lady is, like a big size. And this guy, they're making jokes about what? You ordered a tent. And we were all laughing at us. And this girl didn't even hear what he said.
Good.
and was blah 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 blah. And that moment, I was feeling dizzy, and I was trying
Mm-hmm.
to tell this girl, "Hey, Charlie, I'm feeling dizzy. I'm going down." The girl was still talking till I actually landed on the ground for the ambulance to come, and she was like, "I didn't see it come." I said, "I was caught. You are talking to me. Look,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I'm feeling this." You see, so what I'm trying to say is that most women don't listen, but they love to have someone who listens. And
Yeah.
that is part of the man. Try to understand, try to listen, and trust me, you find the right spot at that woman's emotions and whatever to make sure you drive her or you carry her home, and that woman will feel safe. And when a woman is safe, it's not you that is going to ask for the doggy style. The doggy will style itself. You understand? So,
That's very true.
yes. Thank you very much. I know we didn't actually, operate and kill it and open the whole thing, but these were the points that I wanted us to tackle,
Okay.
because these are some points people don't really assess it. They don't really take it as serious, and they jump from one, abusive marriage to the next one, to the
Next.
next one, and before they realize they are messed up. The same thing applies to men. Men, mostly, it is not the physical part, mostly, not always, but mostly, it is mostly the mental aspect. And one thing I want us to say is sometimes even men and women don't come from an abusive marriage. They come from abusive home because
Mm-hmm.
things are being expected of them. Things are being said to them. You have to, you have to, you have to. And when they get into a marriage, it's like they have actually divorced like 20 times, because
Mm-hmm.
everything of the woman pisses the man off. Everything of the man is her. So there are people that really, with their partners, they call them like, "Hey, Kofi, hey, media, you, Faso, hey." The way they speak, it's just not lovely, because they are just into a relationship or a marriage because the society tells you to get there. And
Yeah.
then already they're actually, I don't know, it's not even friends, friendship craft. So I want us to, take all the little advices and experience we have shared here to live a very healthy relationship, mostly after divorce. Take your time, make sure, like Sister Constance said, make your research, find out what was going wrong, number one, with you. Don't always start with your partner, but with yourself. The next one, try to understand the opposite sex. Why did all these things go on? Am I missing something? Was I missing something? Now, how can I improve? That's why I always say this, Sister Constance. I always say that anytime you are with a woman or you are with a man and you have been telling, "Don't do this, I don't like this," they will do it till it ends. Now, when they go to the next marriage, they try to be clean. Now, the things you were saying do, they are now doing them there.
Doing them.
They don't do, now they don't do it there. So actually, everyone should be giving credits to their ex because they have brought it to a certain level. But if, if you love your
Yeah. Yeah,
relationship,
I think even with the marriage that you learn a lot. Sometimes you just have to give credit, as you say, because if they have not pushed you to that edge, you really wouldn't have discovered what potential that you have.
exactly.
Probably there are certain things I wouldn't have really bothered myself with, especially when it comes to the sexual aspect.
Hmm.
I would have missed a lot so much because it was like the mind was tuned to just one thing. But hey, there's a lot. Sex is really to be enjoyed, not
Yes.
to be endured. Yeah.
Wow. So I will end it right here. I hope that Tina T will find her way back to give us a last
The
five.
last one.
Before she comes, Sister Constance, just give us your last minute. But please, please, I think I missed one comment to be. Let me read it here from Opoku Kwame. Say, when getting married, the two parties must share a mutual love and respect.
Yeah,
They should be willing to understand each other. If these things are not considered, the marriage can never prolong.
yeah,
Thank you
very
very
true.
much. Thank you very much. Yes, Sister Constance.
Yes, so to draw the curtains on a remarriage after divorce. Just as earlier on we said, divorce is not a crime. You know what you are going through.
Mhm.
Nobody wishes to divorce. Nobody marries with the intention of getting divorced. But when reality sets in, don't wait to be killed. And it goes to both men and women. Even though women are more, there are some men who are also being abused so much in the marital relationship. You don't have to wait till it gets to the dying point. You're better alive and safe single than staying in an abusive marriage that will really kill you. And then when we want to consider remarrying, there is no need to rush. You have all the time in the world. Don't let society put pressure on you. Know your self-worth, your dignity. Know the price for yourself. Like, no, how do I develop myself? Even you need to develop yourself to even feel attractive to another person. And then through that, once you've gone through divorce, you've learned a lot, you've experienced a lot. So you have a lot to share. Don't feel so sorry for yourself. Don't blame yourself that you are the cause of your divorce. Divorce is normal. Nowadays, it has become even a trend. The people divorcing are even more than those marrying. Because social media and other pressures, the concept of marriage, we are not considering that. We are just looking at the ceremony. But the real, let's say, issues of marriage, we don't consider them. We should really mature in our minds. We should be mentally ready. After divorce, you should be mentally ready. Focus on a lot of things, self-worth, and pray a lot for guidance. Sometimes some can come in a wolf in sheepskin to even make things worse than the first one. Yeah, but you need to pray a lot for guidance, and you also need to work on yourself. And then assure yourself that, yes, this time around, no matter what, I'm going to make it work. And believe in yourself. The second marriage will be more successful and sweeter than the first.
Wow, thank you very much. I think Tina's connection is disturbing her, probably. So we will have to still go down on it. All I will say is I'm very grateful for the panelists today. You did great. You did well. Thanks for the experience that is Taifaba and Tina T, Sister Constance. We will never lack having information from you because you have it all. Thanks for Nana Akusia. Thanks for Thomas. Thank you, Jennifer. Everyone that was on here contributed. Rosie, you did so well. And you added up. The questions were fantastic in the form of contribution as well. We are very grateful. Keep on watching, keep on sharing. We'll always be here for you every Sunday, provided God gives us the strength. And Wednesdays, so like I said, just tune in. And TNT is going to be on fire very soon, more than fire, because we have a lot of things we want to bring to you. We have a studio that is also accepting our interviews and stuff. So don't forget to also visit Vanna Studios, Vanna TV. You'll find us there as well. So very soon we are going viral, you understand? We are home and abroad. So make sure you share this page. Make sure you follow up on YouTube and Facebook as well. Instagram, the Hyperstar Lifestyle. They're just based on here. And any questions you have, if something is bothering you, you can just write us on Messenger or even call, and we can treat that topic for you. And yes, that is what I have to say. Have a beautiful week and be blessed. And I think since Tina T is here, I'd like her to give us her last 5 minutes. Give us time.
Oh, we want to say thank you all for watching us today. We are so thank you. All I want to say is make the right decision. It's very important because in this world, decision is important. Don't say because of Sister Constance, because of Brother Derek, because of Tina, so I'm doing this to please this or please that. No. Live a real life. Don't do anything to please anybody. So make a good decision for yourself. Know what the kind of decision you want and go for it. Be bold. And as I said before, being remarried again or being divorced is not a sin. Don't feel that it's a sin, or don't feel that a man for can't wait. People are saying that, but no, just live your life. You understand? God is the only person who can judge you and me. You understand? So
Yes.
just make the good and the real decision that will help your own life. Don't make anybody dictate or make a decision for you. That's all I can say for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have a last word from Mama Dortmund. Also, sometimes in marriages, if you submit to a man, he thinks wrong. So I think we will have a topic on being submissive, how men takes it, and how women also understand submitting to your husband. Because one way or the other, whether we like it or not, one has to captain the ship. And mostly in our culture, no, we have picture now, is the man. We'll talk about that. Thank you too, and thank you, Jennifer. Have a nice week. And I think tomorrow is fashion, as they call it here, or carnival. However, make sure you
Carnival, they are disturbing us so much with the carnival.
yes. Okay, bye, and keep
All right, bye. Have a great week ahead.